Hey guys, it's Tommy here and welcome back to my channel and welcome to episode 8 of FUNFAIR Frenzy on this Let's Play Planet Coaster series. Today's episode is going to be building a ghost train or a haunted house or whatever you want to refer to it as. It is a typical ghost train that you would find at a sort of FUNFAIR or carnival style park. This has probably been the most detailed ride I've built to date, mainly because building something like a ghost train, the ride itself, the track itself, is a fairly simple layout. What makes the ride, what makes the ride come to life is the decoration and the scenery that goes around it. So, as you can see here, I'm just kind of putting in a generic route for the track. Nothing too long. Just as I say, just a typical track, weaving in and out, and with a second story to it as well, and then joining back up to the start. Now, as you can see above the station, I have got a short drop there. I wanted to try and replicate the sort of travelling ghost trains that you see at fairs, etc., where a lot of the cars. A lot of the designs on those rides, the cars come out over the entrance, have a bit of a dip, or just at least like come out the front so you can see the people on the ride, and then they go back inside. So that was the purpose for that. Before I built the ride, I just wanted to put a bit of flooring in because obviously having the track just sat on grass wouldn't really give it a good effect inside. It would look quite unrealistic. So decided to go for this style flooring, and then from here it was just a case of building sort of different walls and partitions just to kind of segment the ride off from different areas, so you couldn't see like the rest of the track. Obviously this bit down where the track kind of weaves underneath the first climb was a little bit tight, so I do have to kind of adjust for that later on. But like I say, the track layout I was really happy with. It was all I really kind of needed from the from this ride. So I was fairly happy with that. And then, as I say, it's just a case of building the shell of the house itself, and just making sure everything kind of fitted together well, and getting the design right. Now, most of the decoration for this ride is coming from the Spooky DLC pack, which obviously you do have to purchase in addition to the game. So if you are just starting out on Planet Coaster, then this is something you need to like I say, download extra. I think you can get a discount if you buy this as well as the adventure pack. If you're looking, I do recommend it because the spooky decorations are completely different to anything else that is already in the game. It's not like you can sort of substitute other stuff. There's a lot of animatronics, a lot of scenery, a lot of designs that that just stand out completely different to everything else in the game. So really would recommend getting it. Obviously here I'm just wanted to try and get that separation from the hill climb there to the other bit of the track. And I think overall this is pretty much the layout of the ground floor. Now what I need to do is get the ground floor ready, literally completed. So in terms of wallpaper that I'm just putting on here, and then everything from different scenery, things like bookcases, animatronics, smoke, lighting, absolutely everything. Getting all that completed, and then once the ground floor's done, then I can put the roof over it and start working on the first floor. The worst thing you can do is when you're building on multiple stories like this, the worst thing you can do is leave yourself things to do underneath and then start building above, because it just gets so complicated trying to find your way through and through the different parts of scenery. So certainly would recommend doing it in separate by floors. Here obviously I'm just having a bit of difficulty trying to stick the wallpaper on because of the supports that are nearby on the ride. I do end up taking some of the supports off because they kind of just stand out a little bit like a sore thumb. So here I'm just starting off with the decoration now that all the wallpaper's done. And here you can see some of the animatronics, some floating books here, some moving books off the shelves, and just things to as I say, to make it really feel like a spooky house. I wanted to put some cobwebs on this wall here where there was no wallpaper, and then some as you go around the corner there. And as I say, when I was building this, I didn't really, I didn't have like a house layout. I didn't kind of think, oh, this is going to be the living room, etc. It was really just a case of going through the animatronics, the scenery, the decoration, and just having a look, seeing what fitted well together and what didn't. Some stuff kind of you need to attach to the ceilings, because they kind of drop down to, there's like a spider animatronic that drops down from the ceiling. There's a ghost animatronic, and then it's a case of just building along and seeing what fits well. So obviously the little tables there go well next to the sofa. Spooky picture frames and stuff always go well in haunted houses. Don't necessarily have to have pictures in. Just small little details like that. You can have the curtains and the windows blowing. So here's the whole ground floor pretty much done, other than lighting at this point. So this was me just getting the upper floor ready. Now underneath the upper floor, I wanted to have like a starry pattern, so that when you're on the ground floor, you can that's what you see above you. And I think it really does add to the decoration and the feeling of the ghost train as you're on it, which you'll see later when we have the point of view. So this is the completed ground floor. Switch it to night time so you can just see. So there we go. That's I'm really happy with how that looks. That really does look like a authentic house there. As I say, we've still got the supports there, so I will be taking a few of those out. I didn't want it to have no supports because it's a little bit unrealistic if so, but then I didn't want the supports kind of just sat blocking the track on the lower floor. So this part, obviously, like I said at the start, I just wanted to have a bit of a drop where the train goes outside of the house, so that people walking along the main path can see. So I was just kind of trying to get my bearings around what I needed to set up for that. And then here I'm just kind of carrying on with the wallpaper and the walls, just to get the upper floor ready. Now you may look at it and think that it's a weird shaped house looking at the upper floor. I will be on this section. I will just be putting a flat roof on here, and then I'll be adding an extra roof on top. So I want the flat roof so that people on the ride can see the ceiling, and then on top of that I'll just build a decorative roof, so that the house itself looks really appealing from people walking by. So yeah, here's the kind of rough outline of the upper floor, and you can see there at the front of on the section where it goes outside, I've just got like a bit of a patio kind of decking, although it is like a spooky decking, part of the ride there. So finally completed the design there for the upper floor. You can see all the lighting, etc. So at this point it was just a case of, again, putting in more of a flat roof whilst I'm just trying to get the levels right. Now obviously, because the levels do change here, I've had to try and adjust the flat roof so that the ride still fits underneath, but it's still, the design of the whole building itself hasn't been affected by it. So that's just what I'm on with at this point. As you can see, the roof there is on different levels, and it doesn't look fantastic from the eye at this point. But once the finished product is in, you'll see what I mean by it all kind of comes together when the slanted roof is put on, because I think it does a lot better job at kind of styling the building out. This is really just for putting a ceiling on for the upper floor of the ride, which again adds to the atmosphere whilst you're on the ride. So there's the completed building itself. So as you can see there, you've got different pitched roofs, a few different towers, etc. And then on the front here, I just wanted to have some railings going around the edge to make like a bit of a balcony. Put a couple of animatronics there, nothing too crazy, but just enough to kind of interact with the guests that are walking off the ride. So there's another shot there outside of the building, and then just here I just wanted to put some windows around the building to bring it to life and make it feel like a full-on house really. So yeah, we've got the railings obviously going all the way around the back there. I didn't want a square building, I didn't want a square house, I wanted it to have a bit of character, be a bit misshaped, mislevelled, etc. So yeah, I'm really happy with the layout of it, with the design of it there. There's bits that are on different levels and I think it works really well. Yeah, there's all the windows being put in, and something as simple as windows really do add to how good a building looks, or how realistic it looks. At this point I wanted to just have a look at the lighting for this. I know I've not done much of the lighting yet, I've done bits and bobs, but I wanted to have some sort of purple lighting to kind of reflect onto the building, just because obviously it is going to be a ghost train. Being at night is going to be the prime time to be on the ride. So yeah, just wanted to put some lights there and just see what it looks like lit up at night. So following on from this, it was a case of once I'd put these little arches over the entrance and exit, just to kind of tuck in the main entrance a little bit more. Then I just needed to build the queue line, and again, like I said in the previous episode, I'm going to start using more of the custom fencing, as opposed to just going for the standard railing that is on the paths as you build. And I think again the design for the fencing here, I think I'm using the crypt style fencing, which is part of the spooky DLC pack. I think it does work really well, to be fair. So yeah, I wanted to have a queue line that kind of had a bit of like a cemetery feel to it, a bit of a graveyard feel, which I think I do accomplish. I didn't want to tuck into the trees there that were next to the seating area too much, because I still wanted that to be like a nice relaxing place. You didn't really want to be sat eating food or having a rest next to loads of skeletons, etc. So I wanted those to kind of block off the queue that side, and then the decoration will just be on the small patch in the middle there. Not sure how that window appeared there, so I'll just get rid of that. And then from here, it was just a case of putting some animatronics on. Just got some crows there, to sit on the house and start squawking at everyone walking past. Obviously, got one of these ghosts that kind of floats along the track there and jumps out at people, and then one that kind of shoots up into the air there, and kind of makes people jump really. Decorate it with a few pumpkins around there. And then we've got the skeleton sat just above the entrance there, kind of slumped against the fencing. So yeah, and then here is the decoration for the queue line. Just having this sort of crypt or coffin sat there, having a few spooky wreaths going on the house as a bit more decoration. I wanted to have this bit of animatronic inside, so I was kind of thinking if guests are walking by and they're looking inside it, it looks a bit plain if there's nothing in it. So yeah, just wanted to put that in, put a few gravestones around it, and yeah, it doesn't need to be over complicated, but just enough to set the scene. And I think it does. I think it does that really well. So just in this small gap here, I thought if I just put a stack of pumpkins, just to again, give the place a bit more decoration. And then from here, this is where I'm looking at different sorts of fences to go around the queue line. Some of these are really low for queue line fencing, so I went for this crypt fence in the end. That kind of tucks along the side, and then this is just the final piece now. So this is the side. So it's going to be called Spooky Mansion. Yeah, that is the completed ghost train. So I think now the only thing left to do is to take a ride on it. There will be a few tweaks in terms of lighting on the outside, but that's when I'll do the lighting for the whole part itself towards the end of the build, and you'll see the difference when we get to that. So if we start just by going on the queue line, so we can see what the guests will experience if they're coming on here, especially at night time. So you're walking through the bit of a graveyard there. Tuck around the front here. I just need to adjust that. There's a bit of flooring hanging out there that I just need to adjust and tuck in. Yeah, other than that, let's have a go on the ride. And there we go. That is Spooky Mansion. Still one or two tweaks left in there. I've just got to take out the supports, move a little bit of the flooring. Other than that, that is it. And I'm really pleased with that. That has gone down better than I thought it would be. I'm no master when it comes to the scenery on this, but I am getting there compared to what I started off as. So yeah, really hope you enjoyed that. Please leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And I shall see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.